So as you can tell, it's a pretty miserable day right now, but I'm off work and I can't just do nothing. So this would be a perfect time to start a project like that. That building right there is what we call the milk house, but it has not been a functioning milk house in a long time. We had switched from Holsteins to Angus before I was even born. So my entire life that has never functioned as a milk house, and it's become pretty much nothing more than a storage shed. But while my aunt and uncle were in, we had the idea of converting it into something different. So we've already moved a ton of stuff out of here, but we were thinking about turning this area specifically into like a meat processing station. I mean, it makes sense because, you know, we grow our own food, we raise our own food, we hunt our own food, we fish our own food, and pretty much anytime I want to get something done, I have to process everything in my kitchen, which is something that I hate. Because it's my kitchen, I can't just, you know, it's getting late, I want to stop here, stopping point. I have to drag everything out, bring it up to my kitchen, process it entirely, get everything cleaned up, get it put away, because it can't be in the way. So if I start something, I have to finish it. And sometimes I just don't have the time, or I'm tired. And by the time I get everything washed up and put away, it's 11 o'clock at night and I never want to shoot a deer again. So I'm thinking to remedy that, we get this area cleaned up, get some custom tables in, some shelving, and see if we can't turn this into a meat processing area. So I'm gonna go ahead and start taking some stuff down off the walls, moving some stuff around, move it over here, get this place swept, blown out, pressure washed. And this is an upgrade. I didn't even show you the before, but for right now, take a look around and we'll see if we can't get this place cleaned up. These are the longest bolts in the world. They're all like this. I'm convinced they never wanted this to come out. Holy smokes. That was a process for two reasons. One being the length of these bolts, but also that standard head did not help at all when gripping those screws out, those bolts out. Okay, well, I don't know if the camera's picking this up or not, but it's awfully misty in here. I just pressure washed everything. Spin around. Now we kind of got a blank slate. That didn't come off. I'm gonna have to cut that stripped out. I'm going to cut that with the Sawzall. But other than that, we got ourselves a blank canvas. So my uncle's going to try to get two things. He's on the lookout for a commercial slicer, but he's also going to try to see if we can put a sink in here. Now this, I need to figure out what's going on here. My aunt remembers at one point that the water here did work. So I had to figure that out. I also need to figure out where that floor drain goes. I ran some water down there and walked all around. I can't find it. Now, yes, I did live here my entire life, but the problem is that this was never used as a milk house. It's always been just to keep stuff in. So anyways, we're thinking like a 2x6 table that'll bring us to right about here. And I'll show that on my iPad. But we got to be able to walk through here. And then maybe from like this window here, coming over to here is about 4.5 feet. And then from here all the way to about there is 8 feet. So maybe like an L-shaped. I'm thinking about maybe keeping this one 36 because of the windows and possibly doing 42 inches tall here. So maybe to save on the back some. I don't know. I'm not sure. I'm gonna pick this back up whenever I build these custom tables, and I will show you here shortly on my iPad what my ideas are. Whoa! Here, watch out.
Did you give me the little oculars?
Yes, Caleb will get you the little oculars. It is raining so much that the back of our field is flooded, and the geese. Here, let me adjust it for you. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to see this, and a pair of wood ducks.
Pair of wood ducks. I see them. I see them very clear.
But anyways, that's why I'm not doing anything outside right now.
Let me see.
I'm trying. All right, this is just something that I drew up. It's not to scale or anything, but you come through the door right here, and I need enough room that you can walk through here to get to this other side, wherever it's like storage and stuff yet still. As far as tables go, I want to do a 6 foot by 2 foot countertop right here, or a table right here. And I'm going to try to, like I said, maybe make it 42 inches high to maybe save on your back. I don't know. That's where I need help. I'm not 100% sure if that's a good idea or not. This table here, this L-shaped table is going to be broken down into 2 pieces. One up here that extends to the edge of this window, and one that comes almost all the way down to that outlet. I'm going to keep that at a height of 36 inches. This will be a 4.5 foot table, and this will be a 8 foot by 2 foot table. I'm also thinking about putting some shelves up here, some 10-inch shelves, a 3 foot 10-inch shelf, maybe mount it right there, and a 4.5 or maybe a 4 foot shelf right in here somewhere. Now there's an outlet already here, and there's already a light right about here. But I'd like to, well, no, that's probably more. It's probably more like up here. I'd like to put another light maybe right above this table here, since we have windows on that side and that side. And then another light over here on the other side somewhere. But I'd also like to put a receptacle over here as well. Maybe in that corner. And then over right here is where a possible sink might go. Again, this is where the questionable water comes in. I'm not 100% sure if we can get that running or not. But that's the basic layout. So this will be 2 shelves, 3 tables, an additional light, and then everything gets cleaned up, pressure washed, painted, all that kind of stuff. But then we can also use any of this under here as storage as well. So stuff that was already in there can go back in there. It's not that big of a deal. I think that's probably the best way that we can utilize the space. And I also have to factor in that little concrete bump out right there. So I'm not sure what I'm going to do there. I do know that I'm going to try to bolt those 2 tables together right there. So I'm not sure if I'm going to end up putting legs right here, or just put a 4-inch shorter leg back in the back, or maybe put a piece of Z-bar or something and tack con it into the wall. I'm not sure, but at any rate, that's my idea. That's what I'm thinking as far as the layout goes. Any suggestions, any comments, I greatly appreciate. And that's all I got for today. So just let me know what you think. See you in the next one.